I was very doubtful at first about my commitment and just noticing the amount of personal change in my personal life with my dynamics with my family, and just personally of myself, the amount of growth I had no idea I could do in a matter of 1 year. And then also in my career, all the intentions that I set from the beginning till this end have come into fruition. So even if I say that, when I say that, I get goosebumps because it's unreal and it's real. So I am beyond grateful, and I believe in this program so much. And the beautiful thing about it is that it supports us, and we support others in our lives, whether it's our clients or our family or our friends or our loved ones, our children, to become empowered as well, which is something that is very close to my heart. Yes, so working with my clients, I implement the tools and skills that we've been learning here. And that has been very transformative for my clients. And in the creation of new work and new business, I have been implementing these tools, and they have helped so much. So I've created so much more, and it's really exciting because firsthand you get to experience how it does work. And then when you embody that, you can transmit that to others and help them to grow personally and also to grow in their own lifestyles. So it's very exciting work.
Yeah, so what you're saying is, having done the work personally yourself, then you embody those skills and those lessons to bring forward to your clients.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good. I would say if anyone is thinking about it, feel free to ask me or anyone else that has gone through this training about it. But yeah, so it absolutely was one of the best investments I've done for myself, and I'm looking forward to continuing probably next year to further this.
Cool. Just one more question.
Yeah.
What was the most challenging part for you?
I say it was challenging too. And then right after the challenge, you get to see the growth. So automatically see, like, even if there's little transformations, you're like, oh, okay, we're not just processing this, we're transforming. It's the key word of this program. So you get to see the transformation. The work is hard, but it's also very joyous, and you get to experience transformation after transformation. So it's very empowering.
When I first met Carolyn, I was in a really sad and depressed place. I just had 3 miscarriages, and the only thing I knew that I wanted in my life was a sibling for my wonderful daughter. And even before I started the Mind Energy Body class, I was able to transform those blocks and become free of that distortion and that sadness, and allow my body to do its job. And here Lucy is at the end of this class as a evidence of the manifestation and the wonderful work that Carolyn does. The difference that it's made in me as a mom, and being able to return to my own core being when my daughter's throwing a fit and when my husband's lost his patience and everything's crazy because we have 2 small children in the house. And just being able to bring that peace and that happiness into the house in those moments makes such a difference for everybody. And I'm so much happier and so much healthier. And it was hard work, really, really hard work. And almost every month you think about quitting because it's hard work, and there's a lot of blocks and there's a lot of defenses, and your ego is going to come out. And it's really hard work, but it's so worth it. It's the best thing you could ever do for yourself. And every month when your ego says, hey, I don't need this anymore, I'm too busy, I can't do it, you just have to get past that, because every month brings exponential growth that you couldn't even imagine. And at the end of the class, something I could never imagine is that I actually saw energy with my eyes, which isn't the most important thing, but it was pretty cool.
Yes, you talked about how challenging the class was. What was the most challenging for you?
I think it was just, I think it had partially had to do with having kids at home and just actually getting through the homework and getting through the interventions at home, and then actually getting to class, leaving my kids at home and leaving everything behind to come here. But then every time I would come home a changed person. I was like, wow, those moments are totally worth taking out of my life to be able to do this. But in addition to that, your ego and your defenses do totally get in the way. Like, they totally say, oh, I've gotten plenty out of the class, I don't need more. And feeling into the pain, allowing yourself to go into those levels of things that you've chosen not to feel since past lives and before birth and during birth, that's hard. It's not fun. But it is fun, because then you get to feel it and you get to transform it, and you get to realize that you can change those patterns in your life, and that, you know, when things go wrong, when pain happens, when you don't have a good day, you're still whole, you're still there, and you can return to that core being and to that place. And you can do it quickly, and it doesn't take so long, and you don't go so far down.
And so you'd recommend, what would be the main reason you'd recommend the class for people?
To get the tools to really be able to make your life every single day more joyful and more happy.
So the hard work allows you to do that.
Yeah, you have to be able to, you have to be willing to do the work. You have to be able to feel the pain in order to get the transformation that allows you to then be able to go through those steps right in that moment when your daughter's having a fit over something silly, like you gave her the wrong grapes. I'm grateful for the class, I'm grateful for Carolyn, and I guess the only other thing I would say is that if you think you can't do it because of logistics or because of your job or because you have 2 small children at home, Carolyn's incredibly patient and very flexible. Just talk to her.
It's hard to put into words the amount of growth that's happened this year. I'm also in grad school and thought maybe it would be too much on my plate, but when I sat with it, I really felt like this program was something that I needed to do for me, and also to supplement my education at Naropa, which has left a few gaps. So yeah, so much, you know, like I came in thinking I couldn't read energy at all, and that has totally shifted. I've done a lot of work around my attachment system, a lot of things about owning power, learning to be comfortable with anger and setting better boundaries. Yeah, it's kind of too long of a list actually to summarize.
What was the biggest challenge you faced over the year?
I think working with my kind of habituated pattern of over-identifying with emotions and kind of collapsing into it and going hypo-aroused has been the most challenging, and the work has been really supportive.
Cool. So was it worth going through all those challenges?
Yes, it totally was. Yeah, it's I think the first couple of times you go through a transformation, it feels frightening, can feel frightening, because it's asking you to let go of the status quo in your life, and that can be hard to do. And once you realize how rewarding it is on the backside, it just keeps getting easier and easier.
And so the personal work you did over this last year, how has that transferred into your professional work?
So I'm in the somatic program at Naropa, and we have all of these rubrics for how to observe and analyze movement. And in that program we also talk a lot about energy, but because people don't know what they're talking about, it lacks a certain level of, I don't know what the word is, but like the ability,
wisdom.
Yeah, it's like people can't be specific about their intuition. They're just like, oh, I felt this, you know, or like the room felt like this, but they don't have the tools to really concretely observe and analyze. And so this has really filled a gap for me that I needed. In addition to the differentiation piece, so being able to access the emotions without having a rewounding experience has been something that I was able to access here that I didn't have at school. With clients, it's been really interesting as I've started internship to start integrating the 5 skills, steps and laws, and I have people who have been in therapy for years and they're just like, wow, that was so much richer of an experience than what I've had previously. And people seem pleasantly surprised, and it feels so good to be able to take the work that has been so life-changing for me and then give it forward. Yeah.
And so why would you recommend the program to somebody else?
Oh, why wouldn't I recommend the program to someone else? It's really life-changing. So it's just really this super rich growth opportunity that I think will completely change your life and also the lives of the people that are in close proximity to you, whether it be clients or family members, friends.
Cool, great. Well, any final reflections? Or?
No, I'm just thankful. I'm super thankful, and I'm like sad that it's ending.
All right, so coming into this year, I felt like I was pretty self-aware, and I think I was, but this program has taken it to a whole new level. In one of the last days of the training, I had a really amazing experience during one of the energy healing interventions where it really sunk in on a deep level, not just mentally and physically, but also on an energetic level. And the lesson basically was that I chose to be here and that I really do have the power to create the life that I want. And throughout this year, I think I've really been able to remove some big blocks with some of the core distortions, especially the victim mentality one. And I know that that work is going to continue throughout my life, but this program has been so powerful in teaching me the skills and steps to move through some of those blocks and core distortions.
And so all this personal work you've done, how's that translating into your professional?
It's made me such a better therapist. I work as a mental health therapist, and I always have thought and told people that my biggest tool in therapy is my own self, because I can have this knowledge base and these different tools, and they're helpful, but each client needs something different, and I'm like the consistent one that shows up with my clients in my practice. And so this training helped me to know myself on such a deeper level, and understand the ways that I project my own experiences into my relationships, into my work. And so the more I'm familiar with my own self, my own triggers, my own blocks, the more effectively I can meet other people from a more authentic place.
Any final reflections?
Man, it's just been a really good, powerful year. Like I said, just knowing myself deeper than I ever thought I could, and knowing that this isn't the end, that it just gets better from here. So.
What would you tell someone who wants to do the program?
I would tell them, if you're hesitant, just go for it. I know I decided last minute. I wasn't really planning to do it, and it was definitely one of the best decisions of my life. It's hard at times, and there are times that I thought I just wanted to quit because it was challenging, or times that I thought I had done enough and wanted to quit. But through all of it, I just encourage you to keep going, to lean into that discomfort, to really use the support of the teachers and everybody in the group when you're feeling ready to be done, because they can really support you and help you to go through the program and really work it on a deeper level.
The amount of personal growth I've experienced is incredible. And I'm 58 years old, and that's pretty cool. I was always drawn to it, and you hear a lot in our society, you know, the Zen teachings and stuff as this goal, but nothing on how to get there. And that's so frustrating. It's like, well, I'm here and I want to be here. And this program actually takes you through the steps in a meaningful progression where you actually can see the growth and practice it on yourself.
And so, what would you say to someone who's thinking about doing the program?
Don't be afraid. This holds so much promise for really getting in touch with your core being and incarnating core being while I'm here on this earth in this life.
Wonderful. Did you have any other reflections on the program?
I make wonderful friends, and this is a very supportive environment. I want to keep going.